My name is Wyatt Ferguson. This is my week 6 discussion on lament and faith for Faith and Story, which is literature 111. This week we had to read more poems, which was nice because they're not very long again. The big discussion question was asking how lament is like treated in my own traditions and whatever. Stuff like that. Yeah. So the first question was, is it okay for people to lament in your religious tradition? I'm not super religious at all, really. So it's kind of like, it's just like grief almost. And I think in like my family and how I've been raised, grieving people and sorrow and stuff is okay, and everyone does it differently, and that's just how it's treated. And you have to give people grace who are lamenting. I think, and then the next question is, where do you see lament or lack of lament in your own faith community? I think, you definitely see lament with the losses of family members and stuff, but I feel like I'm just gonna talk family-wise. I feel like I see a lot of lament within my family when things are changing in life, and there's a lot of reflection and almost nostalgia, and people in my family will often like mourn or be sad about losing a time in their life or something along those lines. I think these poems were all really insightful. Of the ones that made sense to me, there were a few that were confusing. The Sonnet 19 and the Sonnet 73 were very interesting reads. Yeah, but they give me a different view on lament, because a lot of them talked about like leaves and fall and how they change, and I thought that was a really good way to look at it. I think it was only 2 of them that talked about leaves, maybe 3, but it made it so like it was known that the leaves are gonna come back, right? And I think it's almost trying to say how trees lose their leaves and lose their life a little bit, but eventually it comes back. And I think it's trying to say that even though you're sad about whatever it is that was my cat. Oh, sorry. Even though you're sad about whatever it is that you're grieving, eventually you'll feel better and be, I don't know if I'd want to say comfortable, but you'll be okay with what's happened. And I thought the metaphor about the leaves was a really good one for this. The last one, the Bellingham Herald poem, was really interesting. I think that one confused me a lot. It talked about the graveyards being dug up, and I thought that was interesting to write about and put this in here for lament, because I think it tried to show that despite that you can't change that the grave got dug up, and it's almost trying to say like your mourning was in vain because your grave got dug up. But I think it was trying to say that even though like the remains of the people have been removed and the headstones have been removed, it's still like they're still respected because you mourn them and you did it in a good way. Yeah, thank you.